Let me see. This is my third day here. Love the knowledge, the raw, honest truth. All right. All right. This is not a philosophy class either, people. Let's be real. I'm trying to get y'all rich. And after you get rich, you can go spend this money however you want. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to all of you. Another New York session live trading stream hosted by Chart Addicts and hosted by your boy. My name is Roy Dunya. I'm the co-founder of Chart Addicts, full-time day trader and fundamental analyst extraordinaire. Quick reminder, the NAS100 Masterclass. If you guys are interested in learning a tested and proven trading strategy that has been working for years, that has worked for hundreds and hundreds of traders, that is easy to duplicate, easy to replicate, and you can get the best results starting as soon as you finish the class, make sure to register for the NAS100 Masterclass December 3rd to the 6th by clicking the link in the description. We got a very interesting agenda for you guys today. Number one, we're going to be trading. I am still looking for a re-entry from yesterday's lows. Nothing has changed. I want to re-enter the market once we come back to yesterday's lows. We're also going to be talking about some potential risks going into 2024, what the Fed is thinking and what could potentially happen in terms of rate hikes. It's very important because stocks and crypto lie in the hands of the Federal Reserve. Stocks and crypto depend on every word that Jerome Powell says. And if we don't have any clarity there, it's hard for us to build a strategy for next year. So we'll make sure we're all on the same page. I also want to talk about the current, I don't want to say Fed policy because that's not really the right word. I want to say like the Federal Reserve's relationship with the Treasury and how that's going to affect the elections for next year. If we go into a recession, it's going to be hard for Joe Biden to get reelected. Then we can all agree on that. However, if we avoid a recession, the economy is still strong, we manage to fight inflation without going into a recession. That could actually play into the favor of the Democrats going into the next year's election. So this is make or break. And I want to talk to you guys about how, because the Treasury and the Fed, all very close friends, and they're kind of all the head of the Treasury and the chairman of the Federal Reserve are both appointed officials by the president. So by extension, they got to do what the president says. They're kind of following his agenda and his leadership. And so even though they're supposed to be apolitical and they're supposed to be neutral third parties, I do believe that the politicization of the Fed and the Treasury is going to be a massive story going into next year and will have a huge effect on market sentiment. If I'm Wall Street, I want to see the Fed and the Treasury buddy-buddy with the president because that means they're going to print at the first sign of trouble. Now, we don't want that because prices are going to keep going up. It's not good. All right. And then last reminder on our agenda is to make sure to smash and full margin the like button. And then more importantly, subscribe. We got a very interesting stat yesterday that 55% of the people that watch these streams religiously, that watch them all the time, aren't even subscribed. That's madness. If you guys want to be notified when we go live, you guys want to be aware of all the different streams we do for news events, for live trading, and every single day New York market open, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's get this show on the road. I'm looking at NASDAQ long, same exact entry as yesterday. So I'm going to clean this up a bit here. Clean this up a bit. So you guys know I took a buy position yesterday after the stream ended, because the market came down, hit my break even, and I managed to re-enter at the retest of the daily zone. Same exact entry price. Today I'm looking at 785 or 782 area for re-entries for longs. If the market breaks through this area and closes below the 700 level, that's when I'll start to look at the potential reversal of the stock market. But for now, it's the market open. Every single day we have a push in one direction and then potentially that recovery in the other direction. Usually whatever happens right at the market open is not indicative of the trend of the day. It's typically just the market open move. A lot of liquidity that's sitting in between sessions and really it's just in between the London and New York overlap. A lot of orders that haven't gone to market yet. As soon as the NASDAQ stock exchange opens, it's first come, first serve. They enter those trades at the market open and we start to see the initial push. Again, initial push doesn't equal trend of the day. Little fucking little side note for everybody here. Good morning, everybody on YouTube. Good to see you guys. Smash that like button. Y'all know the drill. All right. Aside from that, we're going to talk about 2023. Overall view of my predictions for 2023. I'll cover some of the things I got right, some of the things I got wrong, and what I feel like I was missing in terms of context when I was making these decisions. The FX market outlook, I had a different article for that one. And another thing to cover would be the Fed's dilemma. This is, I think, one of the most important articles I've written. This was written in October of last year, but it's still very relevant. The Fed is stuck between the hardest two decisions that you have to make: crash the economy and make everybody lose jobs and families and everybody can't feed themselves, or continue to let inflation run wild, continue to let prices go high, and then eventually cause the economy to overheat because things are too expensive. No one's buying anything. No one can afford to even drive to work. That was going to be our path if the Fed didn't step in. That dilemma has not gone away. It's only getting worse. If we don't figure this one out, y'all, we're going to have to pay the consequences over the next decade for the decisions they're going to have to make. All right, market's almost at entry. Let me, first things first, clear off a bunch of stuff. Okay. Open this up. All right, so I'm doing body up to wick. We're pretty close to the 88.6 here. I'm getting ready to start layering in trades. I'm going to leave this higher time frame trade idea open, like keep it running right here. But I'm going to draw one that's more relevant to today's price action, which would look like this, because I want to get an accurate feel for what the R&R is over here. So at the current entry price, this is a 2.6 to 1 R&R. So my first entry is about to go in. And I'm not going to enter the full position. What I'm going to do is scale in. I'm going to enter one position at a time. Stops below the wick. That's only 5 points below the wick. I'll go about 15 points below this wick. Total risk from 780 down to 730 is about 50 points. Let's make it an even 50 points. Okay. So I'm scaling in. My first position is always the smallest. And then as the market pushes and I'm in a bit of drawdown, I'll enter the larger positions. How this would look if you can't enter multiple trades, or if your account size or account balance doesn't allow for a scaling strategy, is that you would just wait for the market to go under the 88.6, under that zone, and then that's where you would start to enter, or just enter one position below the zone. So right now, I think we have another 10, 15 points to go. The market's going to continue pushing into our entry area, and then we'll see that recovery hopefully in the next 20, 30 minutes. All right. I really got to go use the bathroom. I'm going to run for a second. I'm going to enter one more position here. Give this thing one quick sec. All right. I'll be back in just a second. I really got to piss. I really hope I don't miss the entry, but this is what we got to do. I'll be back in just a second, yo.
You guys fit. Oh, you know,
Damn, did I miss the entry? Oh no, we're still here. Oh, that was the entry, 769. It's only probably 10-point differential. All right, same entry size, not going any heavier. These are very, very small entries. And keep in mind, y'all, I'm already in profits for the week. I'm in profits for the week. Number one rule is do not give back your profits at any cost. So I'm going to give back, I'm risking a percentage of the money I've already made this week, but under no circumstance am I going to give it all back. Okay, so whatever you're risking today, make sure that you're not sacrificing the hard work that you've done this week. If you're a negative, make sure that you set a limit. Say, okay, I'm down 500. The most I'm willing to be down is 800 this week. So $300 is the most I'm willing to lose. That is how you got to structure your risk management. So if you're already up for the week, do not give it back. And if you're down for the week, set a hard limit that you are comfortable with or that you will accept so that over the weekend you're not beating yourself up for losing more money than what you intended to lose. Y'all got me? Did anyone take the buys yesterday? The ones that we caught on stream or no? Is Roy currently in long or shorts, guys? Look, with complete, was completely honest, Nathan. If you don't know how to read the long and short position tools, if you don't know how to read technical analysis, I would very, very, very highly recommend doing education before taking a trade. Because it kind of sounded like you were looking for direction in order for you to take a trade. But if you can't tell that the green going up this way means that I'm going to buy, then we got bigger things to talk about. We got to go through baby steps. Brother, you mind checking GJ? I'd like to confirm my analysis. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? All right, we got a nice rejection here. Pretty good entry so far. Yeah. I should have caught that wick. Dude, I really had to go to the bathroom. I was like, I knew I was gonna risk missing it, but bad decisions are gonna happen if I'm sitting here trying to force that move. Longs, price respecting support. Okay, I longed yesterday, but cut too soon. Kia, why'd you cut too soon? Muhammad Al Qadi, I'm gonna get to GJ here in a sec. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, right? Yep, yep, yep. Oh, damn. I think this is a much needed retracement that the GBPs were missing. So I don't know if you guys were on the stream a few days ago. I explained that because of Great Britain's high inflation rate, their currency just wasn't attractive. And that's why we were seeing a lot of decline going into this year. As you can see, this is Okay, August was the peak of the UK inflation crisis. So they had 9% inflation rates. And then so the currency was getting crushed because when your currency is being devalued by 9% a year, no one wants to hold it. They were dumping it and they were they were putting their money in dollars, euros, anywhere but the pound. Then inflation started to come down slowly but surely. And then this most recent print, we had a massive jump from 7% inflation almost down to 4.7%. A huge, huge jump, which shows either a great improvement in their economy or some shadiness in the numbers. Either way, if high inflation makes the pound go down, then inflation getting better should be bullish for the pound. So the way I look at this is here's the structural low, here's the high. The market just retested the 886. Buddy, if I'm gonna be honest with you, this is what I see. As long as we hold this area right here, this is a new support. As long as we hold a higher floor here, this is the next move. If we break these lows, we got a lot of room to fill to the downside. But for now, I'm on the long side. Cool? Makes sense? Capiche? What's the yen basket doing? Oh, okay. A little rejection here. We'll get back to this. Let me keep an eye on NASDAQ for now. Oh, we're still in profits. So. Okay. John said I banked 8%. Good stuff. I longed yesterday. Thanks. John, you're welcome. I longed yesterday, but cut too soon. Okay, we already talked about that. At Roy, I'm a scalper, so I'm looking for a long. Okay, Nathan, that has nothing to do with what I said, bro. Shukran, brother. All I needed. Tikram. Okay. Mexico on La Casa. That means Mexico's in the house, yo. I've been in Miami long enough that I know what that means. I should tell you guys something. Okay, again, the agenda for today. Quick reminder that the NAS100 masterclass to learn the strategy for yourself so you can create these results on your own time for your own family and keep your family's future in your own hands. That's going to be December 3rd through the 6th. The link in the description will take you there. Make sure to register for your seats before it's too late, y'all. We're less than 2 weeks away. Make sure that you guys don't miss out. This is the last masterclass that we will be doing for NAS100. So if you guys are tired of not having a clear and consistent strategy to follow, you want something consistent for 2024, now's the time to get off the hamster wheel, learn something, and then build that momentum. 6 months of momentum with one strategy that actually works. That's all you need. All right. So the longer it takes you to find that one strategy to get to that thing that is, consistent, that you can constantly play with, it's just going to be a very hard road for trading. And I don't know why anyone would choose that. I was there for years where I jumped from strategy to strategy. The second I found one thing that I could follow and really start building momentum in, everything in my trading changed. So I highly recommend that. Tons of folks who are in the chats have gone through the class themselves. So if you have any questions, feel free to throw them out there, and I'm sure someone will pick up and answer. A few things I want to talk about just in terms of 2024 is the election cycle, Treasury and Fed relationship, and kind of what really opened my eye to this is the recent APEC summit out in San Francisco. So they had President Xi Jinping came to, there was leaders of a lot of Pacific, Asian nations. They were talking about trade deals in the South China Sea and the Pacific. And there was a sub meeting kind of on the side of this entire summit with Xi Jinping and Joe Biden. What's interesting is the people who were present at that meeting had very specific interests. It was John Kerry. We had Anthony Blinken, Secretary of State. We had Janet Yellen, head of the Treasury. The only person that was missing was Jerome Powell. Okay, we got a really nice rejection here, guys. Really nice rejection. And this is it. That's a Friday trade. That's all I need. I'm taking some partials here. I'm closing one of those trades, holding the other one and break even. And let's see if we get a follow through here. That was good. It may come down for one more retest. So if you guys want to wait for that next retest, before putting your stop loss and break even, you guys can do that. But make sure that you're following your own risk management strategy and following your own rules about execution, right? What I'm doing right now is following my rules. My rules are, it's Friday, baby. Anything can happen. The markets are unpredictable every day, but on Friday specifically, there's a lot of I'll call shadiness going on. A lot of give me back those profits that you made going on. So I try my best not to overtrade. I try my best to be highly selective. And if I catch something, I don't overstay my welcome. I show some gratitude for the markets and walk away with the money. But I am gonna hold that running position risk free, and I still have that trade from yesterday sitting risk free. So if we get that follow through, we'll be sitting pretty good. All right, good stuff. What else? Oh yeah, Treasury. There was another thing I wanted to talk about, which is actually I will save the overall where is the economy and where is the economy going. We'll do a December stream. How about this? Put a one in the chat if this is a good idea. December, we'll do a stream recapping 2023. We'll recap all of 2023, not like piece by piece, but just kind of big picture. What happened? What were the biggest economic themes? What were the biggest market themes that happened? How did the market react all year? First half, it did this. Second half, it did this. And we can do a full overview. And then either in January or late December, we can do a preparing for 2024 stream. And that would basically help everybody get on the same page about what the markets may do going into 2024. شرب المخلوف, my guy came back. في ياخد buy من هون? No, bro, it's too high. شرب, too high. To translate that, he was asking if he could take the trade on NASDAQ right now, take a buy right now. It's too high. Look, this is what I want to explain to everybody, and this is one of the concepts that we really, really double down on in the masterclass. If I'm taking this trade at this correct entry, okay, based on how it currently is, we have 2.6 risk and reward. Yeah, for every $100 I'm risking, I'm making $260. For every $1,000 I'm risking, I'm making $2,600. All right. If I enter right now, my risk and reward goes down to 1.5. It goes from 2.6 to 1.5. That's not good. So now instead of making $260 for every trade, now you're only making $100 or 130, 150, excuse me. That's not the entry that you want. You want to get this one. Okay. Brother, gold is moving crazy. Check it. Mohammed, didn't you just ask about GJ? Bro, pick one. I'm always trading GJ, trading gold. Everything is moving, bro. It's the market open. What do you pick something that you are trading? What do you think about that T1 settlement that might be introduced by the CLS? No idea. If you're talking about settlement layer for transactions, so when does the money settle? And they're still talking about T+1, T+2, then I want no part of that discussion. We've seen the crypto revolution basically shit on that entire movement. Because if you can have T+0 settlement for everything, instantaneous settlement globally, like that's what XRP is. That's why XRP is so popular. And that's why XRP is the secondary layer for the Saudi sovereign wealth fund and for a lot of governments around the world, is because it's instantaneous, T+0. You don't have to wait for the money to settle. And you can do as large of a transaction as you want, and it's global. You can send it anywhere. That's the fucking technology you want to use. So this whole idea of Swift, or this whole idea of, revolutionizing the current payment rails, but I just throw the whole thing away and start over. Governments love using outdated software and outdated systems because it's a little bit harder to hack, right? You got a fucking rustic ass computer. Someone's trying to figure out how to hack that thing. You're like, I don't know if we can hack it, boss. The new ones have one chip that controls everything. You can hack everything into it. So the government really prefers slow, sluggish technologies. Can you tell us what's the average R&R and what do base your stop loss and take profit? Yeah. Take the masterclass. So on here, I'm going to show you me trading live. I'm going to explain as much as I can. But the masterclass, like the strategy and understanding any strategy, means you have to understand every step of the system. And the only way to do that is to have a structured way to learn all these different concepts. Because a lot of people, what they do is they learn half a concept about market structure. They learn half a concept about stop loss, and they just start to mix random stuff together without a complete understanding. And that's where you get on the cycle of never making money. Instead, you should learn what does the Fibonacci tool do? How does it relate to the market structure that we've already learned? How do these ranges play with the market sessions? How does time and volume relate to each other? So that's where you really start to be more competent in the decisions you're making, because you're not like a parrot, which is like, oh yeah, put stop loss below thing. It's like, no, you can actually build an understanding of what's happening in front of you, which is where I think all the real power is. You got me? He said, not for me personally, I'm not trading it. Why would you tell me to look at it? Why would you try to get us away from making money and focusing on something that's making money for a trade that you're not even involved in, Mohammed? Reese says, LOL. Reese, what's so funny? Am I funny to you? Do I amuse you? Am I like a clown? Said the marketing on that master class is A1. What do you mean, Marcellus? I have a trade in US30 and I'm in a good profit. I want to know how much to hold it. If you don't know how much to hold the trade, why did you get in, MM? Let me see your rationale, please, before I just literally give you the answers to an exam. Roy, how do you go about backtesting the right way? That's a great question, Denzel. There's two kinds of, at least let me keep it simple. There's only really two kinds of testing. Number one is random testing, and number two is strategy specific. When you're strategy specific testing, you have a set of rules, which is I'm only going to take trades that fit this copy and paste criteria. Okay, whatever that might be. So if you tell yourself, I'm only going to take trades that hit the daily low, that break, and then that retest, and then they hit the 88.6, and then they're part of an overall weekly range, and all the rules that I follow, then what I'm going to do is when I backtest, I can only take trades that fit that criteria exactly. Because the whole point of strategy testing specifically is a specific system is to see, does it work all the time? Does it work most of the time? Or does it not work at all? And that's where you're really able to have confidence that a system works. A lot of people, they're trying to build confidence by taking trades. They're like, okay, I got this new strategy. Every trade I take, I'm getting more and more confident. Like, yes, that's true. But what you want to do is go back and test that thing over the past year or 2 years. And then once you see it over and over again, the confidence should be there. Y'all got me? Now, random testing is where you just go back into the markets and you're like, let's say you're using the replay challenge, but you're just looking for trades, shorts, longs, breakup structures, all different kinds of trades. Now you're just looking for ways to make money. You're not really testing a specific system. Okay? Milad said, hello, Roy. Just want to, let me see. Hello, Roy. Just want to thank you, bro. Big love from Lebanon. Shout out to all my Lebanese people out there. Those are my people. You know what I'm saying? Hope you guys are doing good out there. I know a bunch of shit. Yeah, I hope y'all staying safe, staying productive, and keeping a good head on your shoulders. Because I know, like, the situation over there in Lebanon, y'all, like, everybody wants to complain about the economic situation in their country and how else is. Everyone's got to stop bitching for real. 30% plus youth unemployment, absolutely disastrous banking system, but a very resilient culture. You got those three things, you can at least make it back out. So I'm saying y'all could have there is an opportunity in Lebanon for the youth to be able to tap into things that are not local. You don't have to open factories, you don't have to open manufacturing. You can tap into the internet, you can tap into ways to make money online just like this. And so I'm rooting for everybody out there making the best out of that situation, because God himself knows it's tough. Okay, but if you're good at something, never do it for free. Marcellus? Correct. Thanks, Roy. I took the trade you called and closed when you took partials. Sunrise, great work. That's how it's done. Just in, out. It's a Friday. Why are we sitting here overstaying our welcome? Come on now. Kyle said, hit the like button. And matter of fact, on top of that, I want you guys to hit the subscribe button. Because if you're enjoying this stream or you're learning something or you've made money on this stream, I guarantee that we do this all the time. Right now, we're in the process of tallying up the results for the past 20 streams. Okay. I'm going to be honest, we're on a 12 stream winning streak. And because I haven't been advertising that, I don't think we've been getting the respect that we should. A 12 stream winning streak. It's all public. And on top of that, if you guys go to our Twitter page, I've been putting all the receipts, the before and afters, on our page. I talk so much shit. I talk so much shit on Twitter. It's not good. I'm not saying I'm proud of myself. A little bit sometimes. Okay, this is the post, but for some reason on desktop, the rest of it does not want to load. But I said I'm posting receipts of the live streams. Okay, it looks like it doesn't want to, unless I sign in or something. Okay, well, you guys can go see it there. Every single stream, we post the before and after picture of the trade. Just show that. So smash the like button. Matter of fact, hit subscribe. Reese said, I can't say LOL. You can say LOL. I'm just trying to figure out what's so funny. Who was your mentor, or how did you learn all this? It's a funny story. So when it comes to like actual trading, nobody. When it comes to life, like after I started making money is when I found all my mentors. By the way, don't nobody want to help you when you're broke. This is something that I learned personally, right? It was tough. Once I started making money trading and I already had my success, then I'm hanging out with all the big name traders and I'm on the phone with them and they're giving me advice and all this shit. So I really can't give credit for the trading side to anybody besides my friends who held me accountable. Omer, co-founder of Chart Addicts, even Gali next door, as much shit as I give them, they were all holding me accountable. There was a culture around us of we got to make this shit work. We never took shortcuts. We never tried to, you know what I'm saying? You can't take shortcuts in this game. That's how I succeeded. I really had to learn how I operated under stress, the reasons for all my bad decisions, the root cause of all my bad decisions. And once I was able to make it out of that, I think that, like right now, there's an instinctual feeling to want to enter 50 more trades. All right, because I see this every day. I want to get back in a more aggressive entry so that I can catch, a lot more profits. But I know logically that that's not part of my system, and I don't re-enter, and there's risks involved, et cetera, et cetera. So you never really get away from certain emotions. You can learn how you operate under stress, and it makes you a much, much more competent trader. Trading is, I would say, 20% having a solid positive expectancy system, which means when you apply the system over time, you're going to generate results, positive results. But then you need to be the driver of the system. You are driving this ship. You are driving this train. And if you are not awake, if you're not 100% there, if you're not 100% confident, if you don't have the preparation done, that when the market presents opportunity, you're able to take advantage, you're not going to be the best trader. You're not going to be the best operator of this system. So that's really your imperative is, number one, to find a positive expectancy system. Number two is to build the self-discipline to be able to apply it consistently over time, not for 5 weeks. Oh my God, bro, I've been consistent for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 fucking weeks, right? We're talking about quarters, right? 4 months at a time. Don't talk to me until the 4 months is done. Don't talk about your results until the 4 months is done. You could be profitable for 1 or 2 months. That's cute. You got really lucky. You hit a couple banger trades on a prop firm. If you end the quarter negative, which is what most traders do, then you're right back in the statistics of everybody else. You guys get what I'm saying? And so those are the 3 pieces of productive trading or profitable trading. Have the positive expectancy system, but most importantly, build the self-discipline to be able to apply that system over time. And then number 3, go get more capital. Most people are just under capitalized and over leveraged. Hit the like button. Who is your mentor? No mentor. You just have to learn the things that it takes to succeed, guys. That's all it takes. What's up, Roy? Took a 50 lot at that fib level at the 886. Well, Lesman, I hope you took partial profits. I was just saying that to somebody. You got to make the money first and get around other people with money, and that's when you learn the most. Or Kia, because at some point you just don't have the money. What you have to do is figure out what can you offer. This is the hard question. What can you offer the people that have the money that you can get around them and all this stuff? Because if you have a skill that they need, look at these. Look, the media guys in the Forex space, I would say, are the luckiest people in the world. They have a skill that we all need. We constantly just want to have content and we're trying to film things while we're going around. These guys get to be around greatness because they work for years and years shooting videos for people and editing and spending hours by themselves. That shit paid off. These guys are getting overpaid. They are getting flown around all over the world. They're getting to shoot the craziest thing. They're getting privy to conversations that you can't even imagine. So you have to ask yourself, what do I have to offer these folks? And then give them a sample for free. One of you guys makes videos on here. If you sent me a 5 videos, oh, yo, here's some reels that we made based on all the content that you have out there. I think these would be great for your channel. You sent them to me. I'm gonna send them to my media team. These guys are gonna be like, oh shit, this is fucking, this guy's pretty good, right? That's how you get the gig. And so you want to get around successful people, you better have something to offer as well. And if you ask yourself that question, what do I have to offer? And the answer is nothing. First off, that's not true. Everyone has something to offer. But then again, you have to ask yourself, am I working on things and am I really the best at what I do? Am I working on something that I actually can hold value in and be able to give out to society? Because this whole concept of you just have your intrinsic worth. And because of that, people are supposed to give you something. People are supposed to give you an opportunity. That's delusion. You got to have something to offer if you really want to get around situations and places and circumstances and people and opportunities to change your life. And if you don't have nothing to offer, it's the first step. Become the best at what you do. I'm the best at what I do. Not only am I a great trader, but I'm also a great teacher. I doubled down on that. I practiced how can I explain things so that more people can understand me? Because my job is not to sound smart. My job is to get the point across. These are skill sets that you work on. And while other people are wasting time taking pictures, we work on these skills. How do I master the markets? How do I master explaining this to somebody else? And that's why we're in a position where we're able to help way more people. You guys get what I'm saying? Be the best at what you do. Did you pay for courses when starting out? I've never paid for a Forex course in my entire life. That's a fact. I was in IML for a month, but I was using my boy's login. Real shit. And I did have a few friends that essentially I met from IML and they're still good friends, like Abel Melendez and Lasaldo. Yeah. A lot of the stuff, guys, a lot of the stuff was from conversations I would learn later on. Like when I was already profitable with FTMO, for example, I'd be getting on conversations with Q Banks and with Raul and Raja and some of these other guys. And I'd be like, this is so valuable to me that I feel selfish for not being able to get this out to more people because now I feel like I have to remember everything and get it back to my friends. So I started the podcast literally just to learn from these guys, to get the best information out of them, and then to be able to pass that on to my boys. So those podcasts are super heat. I'll tell you the most value. I used to listen to my own podcast back. First off, I hate listening back to my own voice. But I used to listen to those things back over and over. The TED one, okay? The TED one about the World Series poker play, that was fucking crazy. The Matt Charts interview. The guy is that blew me away. There's so many great podcasts on the channel. That's where I would recommend everyone go. If you're a new trader or you're an experienced trader, you want to level up, I highly recommend the Expert Trader podcast. I'm not even shitting you. Like, this is the real deal. One more entry going in. One more entry going in. It's 10-10. The Swift re-entry. Stops below the wick. Again, pretty close to the entry from earlier right here at 778. We're getting real close. This thing is dancing around it. Trade idea is still valid. This thing's going to play around. It could even break under the 88.6. I told you guys, breaking under the 88.6, I'm loading up a real position under there. Let me see. What's up, Roy? Took a 50 lot. 100%. There's no quick money. I'm hesitating to increase my lot size to bigger lot size. Any suggestion? How you overcame the fear? Muzamil Ashraf. What I would say is that lot size and position size is not a function of confidence. I keep hearing this. You cannot just use bigger lot sizes because you feel more confident. Position size is a function of account balance. Position size is a function of capital. Do you guys understand me? It's not a positions. Write this down for your notes. Position size is not a function of confidence. It's a function of capital. So get the most consistent that you can possibly be at your strategy, and then go get as much capital as humanly possible so that you can make the most money with this strategy. Janit said, I have shortened. Well, have fun selling at daily support. Lord have mercy, the baby pips traders are back. I thought they all left. You're a great teacher, bro. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. Bro, I use your strategy to catch the sells happening on gold now. Thanks for helping us for sure. Prince Adu Bohan. Okay. For the NAS100, would this be a good entry or wait for lower? Oh, just kind of answered that. Yep. Those stop definitely about to get smashed. Red Sea Friday. Okay, Stacks. I will let the market I'll very gladly let the market prove me wrong, but I will not allow somebody else to tell me what the market's going to do. I really want to enter closer to 797 for my risk management. 797. That's way too high. 797 is all the way up here. Right now is the best entry for me. This is my last one. Oh my God. No, it's moving. No, fucking hell. Son of a bitch. I didn't have the right lot size loaded up. The thing pushed way too quick. That would have been 20 points off of the rip. Man, son of a bitch, man. That's so fucked up. What just happened? Oh, this shit's frozen, man. Gotta put my stops in quick. I'm so fucking pissed. Thought, what a shit entry. Whatever. All right. How's those sells going, people? All you people that are selling and the Red Sea Fridays and all this shit, how's that going so far? How'd you get so good at fundamentals? Spent a lot of time doing it. Double bottoms on the 5-minute time frame. Get off the 5-minute time frame, Lessman. Nothing I've taught y'all has anything to do with the 5-minute time frame. Man, fuck. We cool. People who think it's not a big deal, look, if I'm taking this trade up to the previous highs, the risk on reward on the entry that I got is 1.2 to 1. Okay. Had I entered lower and had that trade gone in time, it's 1.7 to 1. So you're either making $1,200 or you're making $1,700. Everybody here would take the extra 500. You're either making $12,000 or you're making $17,000. There's a massive difference in R&R here. So it is what it is. My fault, obviously. Should have been prepped, but just a horrible entry overall. Especially because the first two entries were a lot better. The first two entries were actually pretty close to the actual zone itself. Those got hit and break even, and I basically settled for these two shittier entries. All right, whatever. Let me read these. I'm looking at the mini NASDAQ. I don't know if it's different. Yeah, NASDAQ mini allows you to trade the market movements, but with a much smaller size. So it doesn't move as aggressively as NASDAQ, but you're still able to take trades. It's like a much smaller version. Man, why y'all keep deleting these messages? All right, comment section kind of dead today. Let's go through some of the news events. Actually, there's not really much going on. We'll save the fundamental talk for later. He said, I caught that Wick entry. I caught that Hoyt entry on your behalf. Learn from the best. If the Chart Addicts members, if you guys took a better entry than me, post them up in the chat. All right, let me boost my confidence a little bit. Help me feel better about myself. At least somebody caught the fucking Wick. Says, do you only do NAS? For now, yes. I swing trade Forex, but if there's no opportunities, if there's no like massive central bank policy decision happening or anything important, uh, I'm not really a big fan of Forex. Plus, you guys see me trade every single day making money. I don't really need to touch anything but NAS. Yeah, but if you guys got a Wick entry, put them up in the chat. If nobody in the Chart Addicts team took this trade, y'all better have a good fucking reason why. If no one took the trade, y'all better have a really good reason why not. Which is maximum daily risk, maximum weekly loss, everything like maximum, like I hit my weekly goal, my target, whatever it might be. But like, oh, I'm just watching just for the sake of watching. We're not doing that. All right, stops on going and break even. I hate this because there's a very good chance the market's going to hit my break even before it launches. But it's a Friday. I'm looking to protect the trade. I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to decide here because I'm pretty pissed at the performance. It's kind of that entry is pretty trash. If the market comes back down to the zone, I don't really want to enter another position. I've entered more than enough. The only reason it doesn't matter is because I don't pay commissions on these trades on FTMO. So I really can just keep re-entering. But the quality of decisions suffers the longer that you're trading. The longer you're spending on the charts, you only have so many good decisions a day. And if you just keep exhausting one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, there's a diminishing return on those good decisions. Each decision that you make after that is going to get worse and worse in quality. And so what I'm trying to do is make as little decisions as possible, so that way I can make sure I'm only making high quality choices. And I feel like I've already made more than a few. At this point, it might just be pushing my luck. But I'm also a fucking animal, so I might not be able to help myself. If it gives me that good of an entry, I don't know what to say. All right, I don't usually like to hit the "I told you so," but where's my sellers at? You guys real fucking quiet. Where's the sellers at? Roy, do you recommend an FTMO swing or regular account? Do as people do, not as people say. So if people ask me, Roy, what firm do you use? Like, what do you think about this firm and that firm? I'll give you my opinion, but you know which firm I'm using. I'm using the FTMO swing account. That should tell you everything you need to know about what I believe, because wherever people put their money, that's what they really, really believe. People will be like, oh, I'm an environmentalist, but then they're invested in oil companies. And I'm not against oil. I'm just with this shit. Like, people are vegetarian or vegan, but they're doing it for the animals, but they're invested in Tyson chicken. So where people put their money and how people make decisions, based on where to put their money, that should tell you where their priorities are. FTMO swing account, you get the drill. Why does your MT5 look like an MT5 on the iPhone? On Mac, mine looks different. Sam, because you're using the web terminal version. I'm using the Apple Mac store. I downloaded it as an app before it got taken down. What's up, Roy? I'm late, but I just took the trade. Buddy, Autobahn, you are way too late, bro. Autobahn, why? Which trade did you take, Autobahn? Chris Brown says, my deposit is taking so long, I can't enter. Well, I mean, it's okay. Like, trading is not about this trade, taking this trade right here. If you can't wait for that deposit and you didn't think ahead to put it in time to be able to take advantage of these moves, then just own up to it, be a man, say, I'm going to come back next week and we'll be ready. This is a long-term game. People say 790 is what they call it. 775. Damn, Sam. Good for you. 777 TGIP. Let's go. Chris says lovely bounce. Of course. Shorts got squeezed. Of course they did. You're right. I traded gold pre-market and UCAD, but broke even. I was going to re-enter a trade, but fuck that. Calling it a day before I start over trading, especially on a Friday. There you go. You can be as mad as you want. You can be pissed off. You can do whatever. Just do not allow your emotions to affect your behavior. Do not allow your emotional state to affect your decisions. You can be mad. You can kick around and be like, fuck, Roy, you should have got a better entry. I am mad. I hold myself to a higher standard than anybody else will. Why? Because I'm the best. And if I want to be the best, I can't be like, oh, Roy, it's okay. You still got a good entry, right? A winning trade is still a winning trade. That's for y'all to do. That's for somebody else to do. For me, I got to hold myself to the highest possible account. You get me? But because of that, I have to understand that I cannot allow that to dictate my behavior or to affect my decision making on the charts, because there's money to be made. I'm in the process of making money, and that emotionality could ruin all of that in a heartbeat. So the emotional awareness to know that, yes, I'm pissed, but like, so what? Am I gonna fuck up my account because I missed a best entry? That'd be about the stupidest thing I could do, right? Think about the spectrum of decisions I can make here. All right, damn it. Let me just rush in and enter more trades. Maybe I should just close everything and just call it a day. Like, out of all the emotional decisions I could make based on how I feel about my decision making, I know like none of that shit is productive. The only thing that's about to be productive is hold this motherfucking trade, and then once this thing hits TP, I get to hit the I told you so, because there's gonna be a candle the size of give me a fucking South African the size of fucking Mozambique right here, just pulling up straight. I don't know what Mozambique has to do with going up. I don't know. But I said it. It's an obscure cultural reference, and now you guys got to sit there and think about it because you don't know where Mozambique is on a map, and I just got you. That's what just happened. All right. Most importantly, let's talk about what's happening in the world. A lot of geopolitical tensions. Most notably, the NAS100 masterclass, which is on December 3rd to the 6th. The link is in the description. If you want to learn a proven and tested strategy like the one that we're using now to make money, make sure to hit the link in the description before seats are sold out. Seats are almost sold out. We're almost 2 weeks away. Let's make sure that you guys get that in time. Next, we have the Ukraine and Russia conflict. Ukraine and Russia basically proposed some kind of peace treaty or some kind of ceasefire with Ukraine under the conditions that they would get all their land. We win, we get everything that we want, and you guys give it to us, is kind of how the deal went. So I understand Ukraine was kind of like, dude, why the fuck would we sign this? Now, I think that the reality of the situation is, if anyone's been keeping up with that crisis, to understand that Ukraine basically has zero shot here of winning this thing. And they're going to have to make a choice about survival, right? Take something, or just be left with nothing. Because the rest of the world has started to become very selective about sending aid to Ukraine. They're sending just enough aid to stop this from becoming a global catastrophe. So if Russia feels like they could walk all over Ukraine and no one's going to do anything about it, then they're going to go for all the other places. They're going to go for every Crimea and Chechnya and every satellite country that they can, and that's the real issue, especially for NATO, who is underprepared for a war with Russia. So the world has given them just enough money to basically stick around and keep holding down the fort, but I feel like that effort is dwindling, and the only way that this ends is through some kind of peace treaty that involves the Ukraine's giving concessions. Now, flip side, let's talk about the Palestinian and Israeli conflict and how that could spill over into markets. Right now, behind closed doors, every global leader of a G7 country or any of the developed nations is telling each other the same thing. Obviously, we have to pick sides. We got to support one side or the other publicly. But behind closed doors, none of our economies can afford to go into this conflict or to make this conflict our problem. Russia and China and India have all echoed that same sentiment. The United States, Biden said we could afford both wars if we wanted to. That's true, but we don't really want to. So I guess that from that perspective, the whole world is kind of leading. Eventually, this is going to lead to some kind of settlement. Because let's take a look at this. There was an Arab summit, there was an Arab Muslim summit where the heads of Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Iran, Jordan, the king of Jordan was there, the Palestinian president, Moabit, everybody was there to talk about the current crisis. And although there was consensus about this is wrong and this is wrong, the solutions and who they should support, there was no unanimous commitments from all the countries saying like, yeah, let's all just put money together and give it to Hamas or something like that. Like, there was no commitment of that sort. That even the Arab Muslim nations have gotten to a point where they're talking about they're talking about justice, they're talking about international awareness, but they're not talking about commitments to take one side over the other. You look at the G7 nations, it's the same, it's 50-50. And the Asian nations, they're sort of taking sides against whatever the West is doing. They don't really give a fuck. They don't have a horse in this race. So how does this spill over? Is that if we have to start throwing sanctions around just to show that we're on the right side, we're going to be fucking up everyone's economy. Okay. So I think that this could spill over if the conflict involves more nations. But as long as the conflict is contained within the borders, this will not spill over into a larger international conflict. I think as soon as this issue heads into a path of resolution, and so it's not like every day this thing is ramping up and getting worse and worse, and we're getting further away from the chances of peace, which it kind of feels like that, y'all. You cannot keep you can't keep going after everyone's like, yo, whoa, 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 and expect there to be a way back. And so this is kind of getting to the point of no return. But ideally, the global nations like the Arab Muslim League, and then you go to the African League, and then you go to the Asia Pacific Coalition, you go to NATO, and you go to the G7, and they're all able to hold some kind of international, like, yo, we got to sit down and talk about this shit right now. We got to settle this once and for all. That I think is the only thing that can lead to a full resolution, and the markets will fly. Even them hinting at something like that, which is we've started peace talks, the markets will fly. Markets react on a, are we in World War II, or sorry, World War III, or are we in the Great Depression? That's what they're always wondering. Is this 08? Is this 2008 again? No, no. Okay, okay, we're good. Start buying again. Okay, Russia and Ukraine pops off. Oh, Russia, nuclear power, NATO arming Ukraine. All right, is this World War III? Is this World War III? Sell off stock, sell off stock. Let's get some cash together just in case it's an emergency. Is it World War III? Nope. It's getting contained within their borders. There's a peace process forward. So let's start buying again. Is the Israel-Palestine conflict now? Same thing. Oh my God, is this going to spill over into an international war where it's Iran and then the powers who are supporting Palestine, and then the rest of the world is starting to build coalitions? What if China and Russia join Iran? Is this World War III? You saw the sell-off. Oh, it's not World War III. And that's when we've had this aggressive bullish run, because it's not World War III. Not only is it not World War III, if it is World War III, where do you want to put your money? You want to put your money in Europe, where they're on the brink of war with Russia? I don't think so. Right? Oh, what about the Swiss banks, Roy? Look, North Europe is pretty fucking close to Russia. I'm going to let you guys know. Conflict is too close. Would you put your money in Asia? Well, I don't trust it in China, and I wouldn't trust it in any of the satellite nations there. Would I put it in Africa? A few places, maybe. But in the current state, they're not offering any attractive yields from a central banking or a currency perspective. None of the currencies are worth holding. Well, there are a few currencies there that are overperforming global currencies, but you put them as a part of a emerging markets basket of currencies, and you kind of put that off as a piece of your investing portfolio. Would I put my money in Canada? Over my dead body. Would I put it in South America? Not with the current banking crises and liquidity issues happening. The only place left is the United States. Okay, so inflation's come down dramatically, makes it very attractive to be here in America. And that's where I feel like a lot of the flow. How can the dollar and stocks go up at the same time? It's because all the money is ending up in America. It's that simple. Roman says, I am same. I made my profits off the first move. I'm done for the day, profitable for the week. Targets hit, so I didn't enter a second entry. I love it. Love to see it. Hey, sorry, I'm new. Did you say something about a swing trade prop firm? Yeah, it's a FTMO. You can use a swing trading account. It's 1 to 30 leverage only, but you don't really need more than that. And it allows you to trade through news events, and it allows you to hold over in between sessions and overnight and through the weekends. Okay, awesome stuff. Yeah, Sam, good stuff, bro. 775 is a banger entry. Thanks for the education. I'm out. I made 12% this week. I don't want to donate it back. Good stuff, Casey. I'd love to see it. Who has been making money on these live streams, by the way? I want to get a look, because I am trying to educate, but I'm also not I'm not a professor, yo. I'm trying to get people paid. I want you to have money so we can all do cool shit together. The thing that bugs me is, Roy, I can't afford the master class. Well, here, take these trades, make some money, and then learn this for yourself so we can keep making money. And then after you've made bands, come buy a ticket to the summit. Let's come and keep growing this thing. Let's go learn how to invest this money. Let's go learn how to get around the top traders and get their perspectives on how to scale, on how to grow from six-figure traders to 7 to 8-figure trading. How do we get into these rooms? And so it's take these free trades and use that to learn the strategy for yourself. And then use that strategy to recreate the success over and over again. And then use that to get around all the right people so you can keep that show rolling and then be able to provide for yourself and your family, your future, and your progeny. Do you know Malaysian? Did you know Malaysian trader? I don't think I've ever met a Malaysian trader. The only person I've ever heard about a Malaysian trader was Dimitri Goldfather. Pretty sure his mentor was a Malaysian, like some 50-year-old Malaysian lady that nobody knows, just a millionaire, some crazy shit. I don't know. Great things. It's amazing news. I'll definitely check that out. Very important stuff. So last reminder, December 3rd through the 6th, tickets are almost sold out. We have less than 2 weeks or almost 2 weeks until the next masterclass. This will be the final masterclass that we do related to NAS100. Everything that we do from that point on will be centered around either fundamentals, trading around news. It'll be building a proper plan and doing technical analysis and kind of like the basics of trading from start to finish, the masterclass. And then just whatever concepts people are really struggling with. The NASDAQ one makes sense because apparently most traders are losing money on NASDAQ on prop firms. Out of any other pair, NASDAQ is the biggest loser on prop firms. I felt like this was so important for us to do the master class. And to be honest, if enough people are struggling with this with NASDAQ, we might have to just keep going. But I hope that they find this stream and really see that there's some consistent strategies that they can deploy and not keep burning money. Biggie Small said, I've been making money. That's awesome. Who is usually behind the FX Summit and how much is the entry? Who is usually behind the FX Summit? Well, we are. We host the FX Summit 2020. Well, right now it's the 2024 conferences. We bring together the biggest names in trading, investing. We bring together the biggest names in crypto and entrepreneurship. And really the goal is to have everybody in the same place collaborating under a common goal, which is progress and financial success. Who is usually behind the FX Summit? How much is the entry? The entry differs based on which ticket you want. The cheapest tickets that we offer are $350. However, if you're from any of the regions surrounding Dubai, there are specific pricing for certain areas. So I would reach out to our team if you guys are interested in that, because we do want as many people to come and get access to the information. And I know that $350 for everybody in the world is not the best, not the most ideal. So we will work on that. What if Israel and Hezbollah tensions continue to intensify, especially with the daily Israeli bombing of South Lebanon? Fuck, man. That is my biggest fear. This is the shit that keeps me up. Now there's some similarities I can draw here. So I'm Lebanese, in case you guys don't know. Hezbollah is a group that served a purpose once upon a time, which is when there was conflicts between Hamas and the Israelis, or Hamas and Palestinians versus the Israelis. The Palestinians were kind of pushed into Lebanon. And there became a lot of fighting where they would send rockets over to Israel. Israel would send them back into Lebanon, and Lebanon was getting completely decimated as a result. Hezbollah was a group that basically helped push everybody back out of Lebanon and helped kind of secure the Lebanese border at that time. Now, because they were the only force around that could have done that, they ended up becoming a permanent fixture in the government. They ended up basically leveraging their influence and getting, some seats in the government. And the same as Palestine and Hamas and Lebanon and Hezbollah is that these two entities are the biggest reason why international aid groups are unable to help the region. When Lebanon had the massive explosion a few years ago, the IMF and the World Bank wanted to give us billions of dollars, but they couldn't, because we were harboring, under their words, we were harboring a recognized terrorist organization as a formal part of our government. Okay? Now, that sucks. It really sucks that the rest of the country has to suffer through collective punishment because there's a cancerous force that basically has infiltrated the government. And what sucks is that everybody says, oh, that Palestinians voted for Hamas, or that the Lebanese people voted for Hezbollah. You don't fucking vote for the mob. The mob doesn't walk in and is like, no, the guys stand outside with the Tommy guns and they say, you can vote for whoever you want. You can vote for whoever you want, right? The other guy is just some poor guy from the fucking village. He's like, vote for me, guys. I cannot protect you at all. And then there's Hezbollah. It's like, oh no, vote for whoever you want, right? It's a free and fair election, right? Right? And so this idea that the Palestinian people and that Hamas are tied, or that Hezbollah and Lebanon are tied, is, I think, wildly inaccurate. And I think that it's a mischaracterization of the situation there. Now, that being said, Hamas's headquarters are in like fucking Qatar and Egypt, and these guys are billionaires living in the fucking Four Seasons somewhere. The Hezbollah leadership is in fucking Beirut and in the south of Lebanon. So they're integrated into Lebanon. My biggest fear is that Hezbollah sends a couple rockets over and that Israel has to retaliate. And then because it's kind of like a thing where we don't care how many civilians we hit as long as we get certain people, the downtown Beirut area is at risk. The south of Lebanon is at risk, and that's where things escalate. But Hezbollah, I think, understands how bad this could get, and they're really trying to de-escalate because they could have invaded by now. Like Hezbollah could have came in from the north with 100,000 troops, and they could have made a significant attempt to go in there and create some kind of border between. No one wants to get involved, y'all. No one wants to go to World War III. Everybody just wants prosperity. Everybody wants stability and security. People want self-identity. People want dignity. That's what everybody wants. No one wants to die. And so I feel like we kind of have to get to this place where we have to have the real discussion so that we can move forward. Everyone's like, well, Hamas, 85% of Palestinians voted for Hamas, or 85% of Palestinians support Hamas. Who the fuck is doing these polls? What do you think? Like Pew Research is going around home to home. Hey, I know that you're burying 7 kids under this rubble. I know you're just fucking covered in soot, but could you fill out this survey real quick about your sentiment towards? Who the fuck is doing these sentiment surveys? It's all just a giant mess. You guys understand? And so these groups drag everybody in the region into these fucking problems, and it would be in everyone's best interest if those groups, I don't want to say surround. It's not my place to say what anybody should do, but if we're just going to talk about this logically, they got to surrender. It's just the only way. Otherwise, civilians keep dying. It's like, what the fuck, bro? Hezbollah got to come out and make a public speech saying, yo, we're not going to interfere. If it comes into Lebanon, we're going to defend our borders, but we're not going to sit there and get in the way. That would be important. Just give everybody clarity and peace of mind about what actions you're going to take. Because this fear of like, I hate my neighbor and they are the other comes from uncertainty. I don't know what they're going to do next, right? I don't know what they're going to do. They might go crazy. Let me just attack them first. Like, you just don't know. If we had some, this is what it's called, is not geopolitical. What is it called? Fuck. Oh, strategic ambiguity. America operates under something called strategic ambiguity, which is we're not really trying to tell you exactly how we feel about the situation. We'll just say if this gets worse, things are going to get real bad, and no one knows what the fuck you're talking about, but they just assume the worst. I think we need right now, more importantly than ever, strategic clarity, which is if you touch this shit, I'm going to cut your fucking hand off, and let anybody play around right now. And I think that we really need to start having some sense of who do we support, and taking those steps forward. That's what I think, man. I think that the citizens are being used in this giant political game, and it's not cool. And I think that this is only going to get worse because a lot of the people dying are civilians, right? You kill somebody's cousin, you kill my cousin, for example, off of some bullshit, and everybody knows it's fucked up. But it's gonna be really hard for us to be friends. It's gonna be really fucking hard. You're like, hey, no hard feelings, right? No hard feelings. 5 of your boys completely destroyed with boys. That's a tough one to come back from, people. We're going to have a very tough next couple of decades trying to unwind everything that just happened. All right. This is not one of those good. This is not one of those clear and cut sort of scenarios. All right. I'm starting to lose patience here. This is grueling. Yeah. I mean, if I had to guess, because it's a Friday, it's going to hit the break even. It's going to clear all the liquidity. I'm going to get all the text messages saying, bro, I told you it was bearish, bro, the shorts, how the buy's doing, right? Because everyone's going to try to hit me with that back because I was talking mad shit. And then I'm just going to hit them with the fucking, the crystal ball emoji. I'm going to hit them with the crystal ball emoji and just wait. And then after it's done, basically convincing them to keep loading shorts at daily support, and it scoops all the way back up, I will be right here is going to be me, right? Stick figure me. And I'm going to be posting it up. I'm going to go on IG Live, like how my pips taste. New shirts dropping soon. Okay. And then on the back, thanks for the liquidity on the back. Or your entry is my, or your stop loss is my entry. How my pips taste on the, I don't know, guys, right? We got to fucking, it's the combination. It's the combination. John Panis said donor from Lamb. John, bro, I'm so confused at you, man. You're really one of the most unique people I've ever had the displeasure of reading the messages, man. I'm out here trying to figure out what you're saying to me all the time. And if you say stuff that I don't understand, I take it as disrespect. That's the only way my brain processes things I don't understand. So you guys are out here saying complicated things to me, and I'm like, is this adversarial? Is this beef? What if Israel and Hezbollah tensions continue to intensify, especially with the daily Israeli bombing in the south of Lebanon? We gotta get this shit together. If people can pay for concert tickets, they can afford to get educated for real, for real. Chris Brown, 100%. Look, dude, I'm at clubs down here and I see people spending hundreds of dollars on one night of going out for drinks. Just one night. Trying to impress a girl, you're spending money. You wake up, you see the credit card bill. Oh my God, how could this have happened? All right, you fucking do it again the next week. Same fucking thing every day, all day. The clubs are full, the bars are full, and people are broke. Yeah, the big wick energy, that's coming soon. The big wick energy is coming very soon. All right, or wicks, the wick size does matter, and it's like a shirt about wicks or candles or something. Like, guys, we got shirts coming for days. They're already in the making. I can't wait to drop these. Lesman said I've been making money as well. I've been taking these live stream trades on demo account. I use the money I have left for the December masterclass instead of continuing on buying and blowing prop firms. Sam, probably the smartest idea that you've ever had, and arguably the best decision that you'll make for your trading. You can't just keep trying and then hoping that you're going to get better. It's going to be the most productive thing for you to do is to learn something from the start and then to be able to just do it for 6 months until you can build that momentum. You're not going to see results for the first 3 months. You're going to have to be consistent. Yeah, Wixside. What are you guys laughing about? Are you guys still laughing at the bars trying to impress the girl? You guys laughing at the big wick energy? Make sure to hit subscribe and make sure to hit like if you guys are on the stream. I'm about to hop off pretty soon. I got a very, very big day ahead of me. And by big day, I mean, I'm just going to go about my life. And because I'm an important person, big stuff is going to happen to me just by default. Okay. How much is the master class? It's only $350 right now, but I believe as the seats start to fill up, the price is going to go. Gee, did we agree price is going up?
Yes.
Was like, he said, we got to stop raising prices. He said, we got to stop raising the price, man. He said, we got to stop raising it so aggressively. Yo, who made more than $350 on today's stream off just one trade? Let me see the hands. Who made at least 350 or close to it off just this one trade?
One in the chat. One in the chat if you made more than 350.
Yeah, throw one in the chat if y'all made more than 350 on today's stream. Throw it up for me. Let me know. Because I know I have just sitting around here just literally taking these small trades.
Yeah, one's in the Zoom call. Where y'all at, YouTube?
Yeah, all the ones are in the Zoom call. You heard me. It's my people in here, bro. He literally says $852 today. Yeah.
Whole squad
That's
eating.
two.
YouTube, where you at?
That's 3 seats.
Our squad's eating.
Squad's always eating. Come on. So you know the strategy. I'm looking for this re-entry. Looking for this re-entry. 780. That's a good price. 780 is a good price. This is my last trade of the day, yo. Last trade of the day. If it crashes, so be it. If it doesn't, perfect. You know what they say. 5th time's the charm, right? All right, great to see everybody on the streams this morning. I know I had a big agenda. I was going to go through some of my predictions that I had going into this year. I was going to explain the Fed's dilemma, which is, why the Fed's mandate is price stability and full employment, but right now they're prioritizing inflation. The data to watch going into this year, which was unemployment, CPI, sales, and GDP, which is what we're going to be covering on the next stream. Maybe tomorrow. I'll cover my predictions on the free NAS webinars tomorrow, every Saturday at noon. Catch us on YouTube. What was the final conclusion? I said if the Fed is too soft on tackling inflation, it will persist into 2023 and cause a larger shock to the economy. So luckily that did not happen. I said we believe the Federal Reserve intends to get inflation under control, but will soften their expectations on the inflation target of 2%. They're still saying 2%, but they were willing to accept 3.5% inflation at the end of this year. The Fed is likely to tighten conditions until inflation drops from 9% to about 4 to 5. And so we got to 4, and that's where he has not raised again, and we've been higher for longer. This was so fucking spot on. At the end, at that point, the unemployment situation will be weakening. This is the only thing that I was slightly wrong about. It's weakening, but it's not weak. Okay, it was weakening from 3.5% unemployment now to 4%. So there is weakening, but not as much as I'd like to say to make this fully accurate. We believe the Fed has another 5 to 8 months of tightening before the economic conditions worsen to the point of intervention. A deep recession is almost certain going into 2023. That was my number one biggest thing I got wrong, is expecting the recession this year. That was the biggest thing I got wrong. I underestimated the resilience of the market. I underestimated it. Okay, I'm a lot happier about this entry than I was about the first one, even though I'm almost positive they're at the same price. I got 786 and this is 783. Stops and break even. After the third one, it's like, look, if I get kicked out of this one, just so be it. You got it. All right. I don't even fucking want it at this point. You got it. Just jokes. We know how the markets work. It will come back. Okay, I'm waiting for the lows. If nothing clear, I won't trade. Good idea. The question of can the strategy be used for other pairs was never answered. The answer is 100% yes. 100% yes. Have a good weekend, gang. My trading week is over. Sky Blue, good to see you on here as always. Take it easy. Thanks. You are also special. Lord have mercy. Gaza became Afghanistan for Israel. Gaza became Afghanistan for Israel. That's an interesting one. Oh, I have to think about that one. I can see it. Something about it is like inherently right, but I feel like it's not a good parallel at all. But then again, like Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, it's a very similar story, all the way through. Indices have been weird these past few days. I mean, yeah, for sure. It's the end of the week, guys. It's mid-month. It's the end of the week. The market's kind of in between news events. We had CPI and GDP come out, and then next week we got a few more events. Let's take a look at what we got next week. So the markets this is how markets react, yo. Go Monday. Let's look at what we got for the rest of the month, actually. We got OPEC meetings, preliminary GDP for the third quarter. We have core PCE. Not much. Really, it's not much. We got the meeting minutes. We got FOMC meeting minutes on the 21st. That's Monday. Yeah, not much. Let's look at December here. Okay, no, don't care. Weekly unemployment. We have NFP, obviously, first Friday of every month. That's pretty straightforward. So NFP seems to be the next big event. And then, of course, the 13th is we have the FOMC. The next FOMC meeting is on December 13th, about a month from now. So all the data that's coming out, which really isn't much. Oh, this is cool. We have CPI data coming out right before the Fed meeting as usual. We're going to have a few NFPs. And so we got a chance to see how the market or how the Fed might react based on all that data. And yeah, I think ideally we're going to have a pretty good edge on what the Fed's going to do based on how a lot of these data points come out. Pretty cool stuff. No predictions yet for the Fed funds rate. I'm expecting no rate hikes for the rest of the year. I think that the Fed has managed to get inflation under control, and we seem to be in pretty good territory so far. Quick entry, yo. Quick entry. Stops are in break even. It came pretty fucking close to my stop loss. Let's just see if we get that push up. Come on now. The trade that we've been waiting for this whole time, that it just literally refuses to give us. All right, the next target is 828. This 828 area. So that's going to be up here. I'm looking at this in the smaller time frames, but we go up to the 15-minute. There's going to be this red line right here at. So I'm going to take this thing up one more shot, and I'm going to close half of that position once we hit that zone, probably even a little bit before that zone, and then just leave the rest of that position running, just like I have been for all of these trades, all these swing trades. This one, right? This one has been running. So I have 10 lots sitting. By the time I close partials, it'll be at one lot. Now you guys can see like half a lot and one lot is about, it's like less than 5% of my overall position. This is 10%, and this is 5% of my original position size. But you can see that they're running. Like this one was running at $300. This one's running at another 370 bucks. The one from yesterday, I took partials on the 3-lot trade. That one's running at 140. And if this trade continues to run, by the time I close it, right now it's running at 260 or something. By the time I close the partials, I can bag 300 bucks and then leave the other one running, and it just keeps running. Now I do want to start leaving bigger runners than the 1 lots and 5 lots, because if this thing is really chugging as aggressively as it is, I do want to leave a little bit more on the table to take advantage of the real price moves. But it's a Friday, right? It's a Friday, so we're going to be realistic about these targets, and yeah, I just want to show you guys how I make decisions on which trades to hold for swing trades and which ones obviously not to. Okay, have a good weekend, gang. My trading week is over. Love to see it, guys. Okay, should we expect 1% push from NAS to take profit or to break 15,860 and take profit at 960? You can take profits wherever your trading plan tells you to take profits. If you don't have a trading plan, then this seems to be one of the first orders of business. And if you don't know, then you got to make the decision that's the best for your risk management. If you're up for the week, take your wins, walk away. If you're down for the week, then cover some of those losses and walk away. It's that simple. 11 p.m. Eastern, usually push. Okay, whatever. All right, yo, any questions, comments, concerns about anything happening in the world, anything at all, anything related to trading, not related to trading, related to just anything at all before we hop off? This thing is taking its sweet ass time. Nice wick entry. This is the third wick entry of the day. We caught 3 wick entries, and each one got hit and break even, which is why I always say wait for the second retest to put your stops and break even. Or if you're going to be on the charts and you want to re-enter, you can do that as well, as long as you're trading on a platform that does not have commissions for NASDAQ. Because if you have to pay commissions on every opened and closed order, you cannot just keep re-entering. You just have to wait it out and then move your stops to break even once the market has pushed away from the entry. Basically halfway there. Let's see if the 11 a.m. candle could either come down and hit the break evens, or it's going to give us the push that we need. I'm hoping that it gives us the push that we need, even if it's going to reverse. I'm just hoping that it gives us that push up so I can close the partials. If not, this thing could come back and hit break even. So just understand the risks, especially of the hourly candle closures, massive moves at those closures. If you guys are done trading, enjoy your weekend. Go tell somebody that you love them, right? Go and finish off your work. Be the best that you can be. Blueprint to Freedom podcast had made $300 US today. Good stuff. Blueprint to Freedom. That sounds like a ticket to the masterclass December 3rd through the 6th. Click the link in the description to learn this strategy for yourself so you can continue to recreate the success. $1,800 on a Friday. Thank you, Roy. You're a wizard. Love from Mexico. David Sanchez, I appreciate you, brother. And he sent a super chat with, bro, thank you, David. That's the first super chat that we've ever gotten. That's awesome. I don't even know that we could get super chats. I don't know who set that up, but I appreciate that. If you guys make money on the streams, that's one way to show some support too. There you go. Yeah, David, I'm proud of you, bro. That's a bag on a Friday. Are you holding the swing trades over the weekend? Is there a date for the 24 summit? Great questions. Summit 2024. Got some breaking news for y'all. Expo City. The dates were the dates were supposed to be announced already. We're working on the 15th to the 17th of November in 2024, and the venue is expected to be at the Expo City, Dubai, one of the most beautiful venues in all of Dubai. It's a city of the future that they built for the original Dubai Expo. And it's been turned into a massive. Well, it was built inside of a city, but now it's a fully functional city. They have residences, they have everything. Let me show you guys. Expo City, Dubai. Whoa. Come on now. Come on now. Ladies and gentlemen, they doubted us when we said we were going to do the biggest conference in 2022, and we ended up getting all the biggest names. We had TradingView, we had Oanda, we had Coinbase, we had everyone show up the first year. Second year, they did not think that we could beat the first year, and we did. We did the Seafair Mega Yacht, $42 million mega yacht here, the largest sea venue on the East Coast. 600-person mega yacht, craziness. We hosted a car show on the rooftop of the Miami Beach Convention Center, the nicest venue in Miami Beach, and they did not think that we could get 2,000 people. They didn't think that we could do it. Now in Dubai, they don't think that we can get 5,000 people to show up from all over the world to do it again for the third year with TradingView as our sponsor. And I'm here to show everybody that you can have a dream and have a vision, and as long as it's for the right reasons, it will happen. The whole point of the FX Summit is to create an environment where people who don't have access to the same people that I have access to can still get around them, can still learn, can still get inspired by the level of wealth and success that people just like us are having. Because of that reason, and because of how great of an event, we put everything into giving back value for these events, that's why it's become so successful, and that's why it will continue to be successful. The FX Summit 2024 will be the biggest trading event of 2024, guaranteed, because it was one of the biggest trading events of 2023. In 2024, we are guaranteed to take the #1 spot for trading events globally. Binance as a sponsor, TradingView as a sponsor. This is going to be one of the most epic things that we've done, and I'm more than excited to get this thing going. You know, we're almost there through all the paperwork. The only real issue, just so I can be honest with y'all, is that Formula One is supposed to be in November of the same month. And I just want to make sure that we don't clash with them, because roads will be closed off. There won't be a lot of opportunity for us to do post-conference events. And so I want to make sure 100% that there's no clash. And that's why we're waiting for the announcement, but we should have word back in this coming week. Coming in hot for FX Summit 24 from Kenya. Oh, let's go, Casey. I love my Kenyans. And this is going to be awesome, because the biggest issue with having it in Miami is that the international community, all of you guys that don't live in the States, it was almost impossible to get a visa here. So Dubai allows visas from everybody in Asia, everyone from Africa, everybody from Europe that wasn't able to come to the first summits. Now this is the chance for you guys to be able to attend. And I feel like it's going to be way easier for everyone to get a visa, especially Americans getting a visa over there. This is going to be the way to go. Most folks might not even need a visa to go to Dubai. So this is going to be an absolute like the opportunity of a lifetime for everybody around the world to get involved and to be a part of this. Getting off, have a great weekend. Right back at you. Right back at you. All right, market's coming back to the break-even point. At this point, guys, I'm not going to re-enter. I'm just going to let these things ride. If the market ends up, again, just like I do on every stream, I'm going to tell you that a lot of the moves, a lot of the entries happen within this range of 10 to 11 a.m. But the actual move won't happen for the next few hours. And so don't be surprised if you guys see me re-enter this trade later after the stream, because this is still valid. This whole thing is still valid. And don't act surprised when I post it later and say, oh, but this trade did this and that, because I'm showing you, just like I did yesterday at the end of the stream, what I'm expecting to happen. And yeah, as long as we hold that 15,770, the next move is up. And if it breaks through it, then so be it. That's the way of the markets. All right, everybody, happy and safe trading going into the weekend. Again, enjoy your weekends. Try to get some time off the charts and reset. Hope to see all of you guys at the FX Summit 2024 conference. And of course, last reminder is that the December bootcamp is going to be the last one that we do for NAS100. So make sure you guys take advantage of that before seats are sold out. And then there's only 73 likes for the 150 viewers that are on. So if you guys could drop a like and drop a subscribe on your way out, it would mean the world to us. Take it easy, everybody. Happy and safe. Well, really, there's no more trading this weekend. So just take it easy, and appreciate y'all for hopping on. Peace. Wait a second. Where's my end the stream button? What is this? Yo, are we even, have we been live? I'm pretty sure we're live, bro.